Hi, I'm Dana, and very soon I'm going to be moving house and moving into quite a different financial situation than I have currently where I live, and I'm absolutely bricking it. I'm so scared. So I've been looking a lot at my budget and things like my incomings and outgoings and what I can save on and what I can be more frugal about. And it's been really frustrating because there's been a lot of things where I'm like, yes, technically this is like a superfluous purchase, a superfluous payment. It's something that I don't need to survive, so technically I don't need to be spending my money on the thing because I could survive without it, but also I sort of can't because I'm autistic and I have to be able to accommodate myself to be able to get through life, and there's just things that I need to be able to function as a human being. You know, I might not need it to technically stay alive, but in order to be able to function in my life and be a person, I do need them, and it costs money and I can't just not get them, you know? So I'm going to start with the one that I think is going to be the most unrelatable to people, to be completely honest with you, which is I pay £35 a month to a Denplan private dentist insurance thing. So I have a private dentist. I go and see them every 6 months for a checkup and a hygiene appointment thing, and I pay the money every month so that if I need a filling, if anything ever happens to my teeth, if anything goes wrong to my teeth, I just show up at my dentist and go, this has gone wrong, and then I sign a bit of paper and I don't have to give them any money because I'm paying my monthly insurance. And I do that because I have so much anxiety about my teeth. I've recently seen my dentist and I'm still on I've probably had 2 weeks now of being convinced that my gums are receding and my teeth are going to fall out, and I don't know where my tongue is meant to sit in my mouth, and it's been stressing me out for days and days and days. It's normally a kind of thing that lasts for an hour and then I'm fine, I forget about it, and I just haven't been. I have so much anxiety about my teeth and my mouth and just all of that, as well as the anxiety of going to the dentist. I've had a lot of really horrible dental experiences. I've had work done without being given any pain treatment. I've had work done that was unnecessary. The big thing that made me go to this dentist was that I'd been to the dentist I was with at the time and they were like, oh, you need 6 fillings. And I was like, I'm sorry, I know I smoke, I know that I drink a lot of tea and coffee and Pepsi, I know I'm doing things that aren't good for my teeth, but I also am very aware of that, so I combat that as much as I can. And I didn't think I needed 6 fillings, you know? And I went to the dentist that I'm with now and paid quite a significant amount of money for my first appointment to get everything fixed. And they were like, yeah, you need two fillings. You've got 2 fillings. You've got 2 cavities, we'll fill them and you're sorted. And I haven't had any pain, I haven't had any continued issues. They just do the work that I actually need done and don't do any extra and don't do any less. And it's just, I trust them. I'm paying £35 a month to get basic dental care that I actually trust is just basic dental care, because I don't feel like that's what I received from other dentists, and that terrifies and horrifies me. And it's one of those things where I don't need a private dentist. I live in the UK. I could realistically, I know it's tricky and all that, I could realistically just go to an NHS dentist and get stuff done there, but I don't feel like they work. I don't trust them. I can't bring myself to actually go a lot of the time. So then it used to be years and years between the visiting dentists. So I'm sorry, it sounds very entitled of me and I feel a very certain way about it, despite I pay for it myself because I need it. I need a private dentist. The specific dentist that I go to, because they're a private dentist, also caters specifically to people with phobias and has done training and won awards for being good with people with phobias. So even though the type of anxiety I'm experiencing and my autism isn't necessarily what they're trained for and expect, they deal with me in a way that just makes me so much more comfortable and so much more able to function and just go in and do what I need to do and leave and have a day. I can leave my dentist and do other things for my day afterwards. You know, I haven't needed a big work yet. If that happened, I'm sure I wouldn't be able to. But as it stands, I can, because it's easy and it's nice and it's pleasant. And it's still a fucking dentist, but it doesn't send me into a whole meltdown that's going to ruin the next 3 days, because it's just such a horrible, disgusting experience for me to have as an autistic person, you know? It makes it just a dentist appointment. It's a lot more simple, it's a lot nicer, I can deal with it a lot better. So I need it, I'm sorry, I do. Next is one that I haven't paid for in a long time because it's absolute effort and I can't afford it right now, and for a multitude of reasons. But realistically, I need therapy. I need several types of therapy at this point. I don't even know what type of therapy I need, and I would realistically probably benefit from being able to shop around to different types of therapy and see what actually makes me feel better. And I do intend to, at some point, once again, get a private therapist when and if I can afford it. It's something I have done in the past and did feel like I'd massively benefited from. And I think that's also one of the difficulties that I have, is that it feels like, yeah, there's all these things that I could do to like heal myself and put myself in a better place and be able to progress in life, but I need the money to be able to do that. I need the time to be able to do that. I need everything else to be going in a way that provides me with like not being in a state of constant overwhelm to be able to process things and take it all in. And it's all just so difficult and so expensive and a whole thing. But I've not met a person in my life that I don't think would benefit from therapy. Like, I'm not saying they need therapy, but I am saying I've literally not met a single person in my entire life that I don't think would be able to gain something positive from having a therapist and being in therapy of some sort, you know? And I would love to be in that position myself and be going to a private therapist. And it's something that I especially think neurodivergent people frankly deserve to have, because the majority of us have been through like horrific trauma, and like, even if we haven't been through horrible trauma, the vast majority of us have been through like repeated, consistent minor traumas, which is also something that a therapist would probably be able to help with. So it's one of those things that I wanted to put on the list to follow up from, like, I would probably be able to find a therapist that I could see once a month for 30 quid and cancel my fucking dentist, which is realistically much less important, but I can't. I need my dentist to be able to like deal with being a fucking person, and it's ridiculous and I hate it, but that's the way I am. So that's where my money goes right now. Before I had a private dentist, it was going on therapy. Getting to the points that I think people will find a little bit more relatable though, is one of them is branded food. I spend way more money than I need to on the Cathedral City plant-based cheddar, on Baby Bells. What else do I actually buy that's branded? Richmond's vegan sausages and Richmond's vegan bacon. Corn ham. Like, there's these little just things where like I could switch to the cheaper version. I absolutely could. I can't. I wouldn't be able to eat it. I'm fucking autistic. I have food issues. I can't tell you how much money I would save if I could just go to Aldi and get the like really cheap, like £1.15 I think it is, vegan cheese. I'm paying like £3.50 for a block of cheese. And it's not even that fucking nice because it's vegan cheese. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it's the best vegan cheese, but it's still vegan cheese. But in order to be able to eat it, I have to get the branded one. And again, that goes for like, oh, to be fair, my biggest Yorkshire tea, I can't, like, if I get like a fancy loose leaf tea, obviously I'm not expecting that to be a cuppa. Like, it is a cup of tea, but it's not me cuppa, you know? Whereas if I'm having me cuppa, and that's not Yorkshire tea, it doesn't taste right, it doesn't feel right, it's not the right texture, it changes the water, it changes the milk, I can't fucking deal with it, it has to be Yorkshire tea. So yeah, I could save money by buying like Asda own brand tea bags. I now just don't drink tea, which means I'm not drinking anything at all during the day, you know? Like, and yes, I could drink fucking water. Who is actually out here drinking water exclusively all the time? You're not. But you'll also notice that I didn't mention coffee because I don't care. I'll drink any fucking coffee. As long as it's ground and I can put it in my little hob top cafetiere thing, I don't care. I don't care. And similarly, like, my favourite milk, the milk that I buy every time, the milk that I'm obsessed if I can't get it, is the yellow Asda own brand soy milk that's 50p. That's the best milk. That's my favourite milk. I'm just lucky that it's the 50p one and not the like fucking £2.20 Alpro one, you know, because I wouldn't be able to afford it. But there's some things where I'm just like, I've tried the cheaper option and it went mouldy and I couldn't eat it. I tried it, it wasn't right, I couldn't eat it. And that ruins me for like the whole day. If I sit down with my meal and it's not fucking right, I'm not eating that day, you know? So it's one of those things where like, no, I don't need the branded one, but yeah, I fucking do, because otherwise I'm not fucking eating. Like, I would love to be able to just buy the cheapest versions of everything, and sometimes I can, and I love that, it's brilliant, but other times, like, I need it to be the branded version, otherwise I'm quite simply not fucking eating. And that's where we get to what has, like, quite often been one of my biggest monthly costs, which is takeout. Especially in the place that I lived before this, my housemate made me leaving my room such like an uncomfortable experience that I didn't want to go in the kitchen to cook, I didn't want to sit in the living room, I didn't want to like be in the house unless they were out or asleep. So I was literally getting takeout like 5 to 7 days a week, and it gets like, it's the thing as well, if people will hear that and think it's like a luxury and I was like really enjoying myself and getting in like the Domino's every night, guys, I'm like, first off, I'm vegan, so that massively narrows down my fucking options. I have food issues. I have like definitely, like, let's face it, some sort of ARFID. I have all sorts of food issues. I was spending literally like 3 hours a night scrolling through all of the takeout apps trying to find something that sounded like I could eat it. Not even something that sounds good, something that sounds delicious, something that sounds like really fucking great, guys. Just something that sounded like I would be able to put it in my mouth, chew and fucking swallow it. Because I don't want it. 9 times out of 10, I'm getting takeout because nothing is right. There is no right food. There is nothing in my house that I can eat. There is nothing I can take off of from the shop that I can eat. But I haven't eaten all day and I need to eat something because I can't eat until the evening. So if I don't eat during that evening, I'm not eating until the next evening. It's a whole fucking ordeal for me. So I just order takeout. And obviously it's a luxury, it's a privilege, it's whatever. It's the only way that I'm fucking eating. It's not a treat, it's not delicious. I don't want it. I don't want takeout. I can't. It is simply the thing of like, I don't have the energy to be able to cook. Nothing in my house is the right kind of food. I'm in pain. I physically like can't get myself to stand there and chop up food and do all the stuff that is required of me to cook a meal. I can't safely do it, at least. I have many times that I can't afford takeout. Like, I literally do not have the money in my bank and have to do the like, am I just not eating today? That's a choice I make sometimes. Other times I will go and try and force myself to cook. I quite often end up with inedible meals. I will end up burning myself. I will end up cutting myself. It just, when I say that I can't do it, it's one of those things where like, yeah, technically I can go and push myself through it. And I'm going to injure myself. I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to fuck it up. I'm either not going to have the like actual outcome and I'm going to fail at it and not be able to do it, or I'm not able to do it safely and I'm hurting myself and I'm genuinely terrified of like fucking burning down the house. I can't tell you, like, sorry David Byrne moment, but I can't tell you how many times I've literally set pans and things on fire and I don't know what to fucking do. So I go and put it outside. I just go and put it in the yard. And the house I'm intending to move to doesn't have a yard. So if you're living in Yorkshire and you see someone late at night just put a fucking pan that's on fire out in the street, that'll be me. On a night that I can't figure out how to cook but I have to force myself to anyway because I haven't got any money. I ran out of storage again and I don't exactly know at which point, but yeah, there's a whole variety of stuff around food that I feel terrible about because I know that to like general society it is considered like the lazy option, the easy option, and sorry I need a fucking accommodation, sorry I do need life on easy mode every now and again, that's just the way it is for me. If I could do otherwise, I would. It's very much like my final fucking option to not be going days and days without eating, you know? I'm in the middle of editing, but I do also want to add, there's also the added cost of how often I'm in a position where I'm able to cook, I'm ready to cook, let's go do it. I open my fridge, I open my cupboard, I look in the freezer and I'm like, I don't have any food. Like, I don't have, like, I'll have like a bag of chips in the freezer and like a block of tofu in there and like, I could realistically make a very shit cheap meal, but then I won't be able to fucking eat it. So instead I need to order groceries. I need them to arrive right now. So you're already paying the added fees of like Deliveroo or Uber Eats or whatever else. I pay $7.99 a month to delivery so that they don't charge me as many delivery fees and I save like £20 a month through doing that. Sorry, I'm getting notifications on my laptop. It hates me. My memory's running out. But like the individual food items also cost more through doing it that way. So I'm only getting the same groceries that I would if I went to Aldi or Asda, but because I need them right in that moment as I'm about to cook, it's costing me like £10-15 more each time, and that, like, I don't have any other option. It's either doing that or not eating, so I just pay the extra money. Another one is alternative transportation, and this is one where sometimes I do actually take like the cheap modes that people would tell me to like stop being so lazy and just walk. I walk so many places purely because I would rather walk an hour and a half than have to say, oh, I'm just getting a single please, oh yeah, scan my card, okay, and then looking up the bus and seeing everyone looking at me and having to figure out where to sit. I would rather walk 3 hours. Like, if it's an hour and a half there and back, I will do that. I wouldn't do a 3 hours there and a 3 hours back, so that's a bit much. But I will do some like excessively long walks to not have to interact with someone. Like, I'm fine with that. But at the same time, there's some places where you just can't fucking walk to. Like, I live on the Wirral and I quite often have to go into Liverpool and we have a whole river separating us. And I'm not allowed to walk through the tunnel, which I think is bullshit. Make me a walking tunnel, though. Like, whatever, but it means I have to get the train. Like, I have to. And I have a lot of my appointments in Liverpool still. I have my dentist there, I have my doctors there, I have other things happening over there sometimes. And there's so many times that I'm ready within like, it's faster to drive than it is to get the train. I have to walk to the train station and wait for the train and then get the train and then get off the train and get through the train station. It's quicker to drive. I can't tell you how many times I'm completely ready to go and I can't imagine walking up to the little ticket thing and being like, oh, can I get a ticket to Lime Street, please? Like, I can't wrap my mind around talking to someone to buy my ticket and actually getting onto the mode of transport and waiting and being around the people and just being on public transport. I can't do it. I can't fucking fathom it sometimes. Most times I can breathe and I'll take a fidget toy with me and I'll listen to my music and I can just fucking deal with it and get through it. Sometimes I can't. There's been an absolute variety of fucking times that I've ordered an Uber from the train station because I've gotten there on time. I'm ready to go. I can't talk to the ticket guy. I can't deal with the idea of like being on a train. And don't get me wrong, getting a taxi or an Uber is also fucking horrible, right? Like instead of being in a situation where I can just wear my headphones and not, excuse me, this one. Like, instead of being in a situation where I can just wear my headphones and ignore people, I then have the thing of like, is this person about to fucking talk to me? Is this person about to want a 15-minute conversation while they take me to the thing? And I'm gonna fawn. Like, my like fight, flight, freeze or fawn thing, 99% of the time is fawn. Every now and again I do just fucking leave. Like, there's a lot of social interactions where like, once I'm at a point where I can't do it anymore, I just leave. But most of the time, I phone and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing or saying, but I'm getting through it and I'm doing it and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But getting Ubers and taxis is my like bougie, easier version that I spend my money on. And the realistically easiest version would be me learning to drive. But that's also something, I can't imagine being able to afford a car, being able to afford the lessons, being able to afford, you know, everything that comes with driving. And that's without even getting to the point of like, you want me to pay attention to where I'm going and where other people are going and if there's pedestrians and like my speed and I have to do gear, like, I can't imagine driving. I really, really can't. So as it stands, getting taxis and Ubers is the easiest thing, but even that's fucking horrible. And I want to move to Yorkshire for anyone new. Sorry you keep hearing it if you're not. I promise once I've done it, I'll shut the fuck up about it. But Google Maps does a shit job of giving you like public transport routes. So there was a point when I wanted to go and look at a house where it turns out I could have just gotten the fucking train there and viewed it, and I would have, and it was gone by the time I figured that out. But I could, like, the way Google Maps showed it to me, it was going to be like 5 different trains and a bus and multiple changes, and just I couldn't even process reading what this trip was supposed to be, you know. So I found a local like family run business that does like neurodivergent friendly taxi runs for like the airport and like various things like that, and I was like, this is perfect. And I can't remember if it was 250 or 350, but I was going to pay like a fairly insane amount of money for some random man that owns a taxi company for neurodivergent children to drive me in a nice little like Century van to Yorkshire to view a house and wait for me and then drive me home again. And it's one of those things where like, it was an insane amount of money. It was so much fucking money. At the same time, when you take into account like he's sorted the vehicle and it's the time that it takes and the petrol it takes, like, it was a fair price for the service. And it was a service that I would have required if the transport had been the way that it was, and I later realised it wasn't. But, you know, like, it's still so much fucking money for the thing that I need, you know, for the accommodation that I require in that situation. And that's not even getting into, like, if I had the support of someone that is aware of, like, how the fuck the world works, they could have told me, like, oh, it's actually just 2 trains and a bus that you need, and I would have been able to, like, much more so consider that. But, like, just trying to get myself around to the places that I need to be costs so much more money than it needs to. I can't tell you how many times as well I've gotten off the bus or the train in the wrong place and had to pay extra to be able to then get to the place that I originally paid to get to anyway, because I don't think I explain myself well in those situations and people don't understand what the fuck it is that I've done and what I mean. And it might be quite a good segue actually to my next point, which isn't one that I've experienced an awful lot personally, but I've seen happen very much with like other neurodivergent and especially autistic friends, which is they end up with late fees, fines, the little unexpected payments that just sort of like sneak up on you because you forgot about them. I don't have that happen to me. I'm very, very aware of what payments are coming and going most of the time, for the most part. But there's also the thing of like, if a free trial wants my credit, like, not, I don't have a fucking credit card, that would be the end of my, like, fucking financial anything. If it wants my debit card details, I've stopped having those free trials because I know that I'm not going to cancel it in time. I'm going to end up paying for a month. I pay $24.99 a year, I think it is, for my period tracker app thing, which is fucking bollocks anyway. But I have to do that because otherwise it doesn't tell me half the fucking information I require to know when my period's coming and things like that. And it's the thing of like, oh Dana, you just use a different period app. There's this free one, there's this free one. That doesn't have the last like fucking 5 years of my period in it, does it? So I need this one. And I'm sure there's some way of like switching it around and changing things. My little autistic brain cannot deal with switching around and changing things. I will pay to just have the safety and comfort of the thing staying the fucking same. I have an iPhone fucking SE 2020 because it still has the button. At some point when I upgrade my phone, fuck knows when that's going to be, even though it needs to be, I don't think I'm going to have the button anymore. And the idea of that fucking, I don't like that. I want my why are we taking buttons off everything? I want my fucking button. So as much as I won't do free trials, I still do the thing of like, I ended up paying to have Amazon Prime for a month because I wanted to watch The Assassin. All I watched was The Assassin. Like, that wasn't good like value from... It was beautiful value for my money. The Assassin is fucking incredible. Keely Hawes is so good at it. It's definitely in my top 10 favourite things Keely Hawes has ever done. And it was well worth the like fucking like $8.99 or whatever I paid for the Amazon Prime. A lot of the time that's not the case. At some point I'm gonna pay for fucking Netflix so I can watch The Hostage because Strange Jones is in it. I've heard about that. I know it's not worth it. I know it's not. But I'm gonna do it anyway. And that's one of those things where like, no, I know I don't need to pay for these subscriptions. I don't need to watch the actresses I like in the little shows that I enjoy. But also it's my special interest and I'm gonna fucking implode if I don't. I actually really do need to, okay? I'm sorry, but I do. And this is one of the few things that I am like, I could not. Like, I know that I could not. Like, my special interests aren't actually keeping me alive. But also, I deserve to have a little bit of fucking joy every now and again, alright? And it's like with my Spotify subscription, I would love to use something that isn't Spotify, but my like, as far as I'm aware, my alternative is YouTube Music, which I don't want, or Apple Music, which I also don't like or want. And I would much rather just be like downloading my fucking things onto my iPod Touch like I did back in the day, but I don't know how I would do that anymore. And it's all just overwhelming and too much. And I would rather just pay the fucking $6.99 to... Oh, my Spotify is not $6.99. I feel like it might be $11. Spotify just keeps going up and I'm really not impressed by it, I won't lie to you. But like, I need it. I need my Spotify. I really do, I'm sorry, but I do. Like, between just being like, I'm a disabled, unemployed person that's just trying to find some various point of joy in life at some point, combined with like, I don't know how I would find an alternative to this that actually works and isn't just way more difficult and way more effort, and like, I just don't have the energy for that, you know? Like, it's difficult because I frankly feel quite a lot of shame around not working and not having a job and being on benefits. But also, I can't fucking help it, mate. If I could just go and work a job, it like, if that was less anxiety and less like, if that was just something I was fucking capable of, I would be doing it, because living like this is horrible. Like, constantly feeling like I'm about to be like sanctioned or like not be getting paid what I need or just generally not have enough money to survive. Like, it's terrifying. And to then try to like cater to my life to being autistic and to like having some level of basic comfort and accommodation to myself, to not be like genuinely just suffering through life all the fucking time. Like, it's hard, and I think I deserve some nice things and some accommodations and some basic comforts. So I'm ending it there, we're leaving it there. I'd love to, I know this is like the sort of topic where like, it's a little bit taboo and you're not like really supposed to talk about how much money you get and what you spend your money on and blah blah blah. And I'm not asking for figures, I'm not asking you to tell me how much you earn or how much you pay for things, but I would like to know in the comments what kind of things you think that you are paying out for or paying more for, based on the fact that you're a neurodivergent, autistic, disabled, however you want to put it, person, versus like the average person that doesn't have those added things, you know? I would love to hear about your experiences with that, with the things that you're buying, the things that, if there's any like alternatives that you think I could be doing to like what I am doing and things like that, I would love to hear in the comments. As always, you can like and subscribe. If you want to help me up a little bit and like free up some money for me, you can also find me over on Patreon, or you can just donate a random amount on Ko-fi and not have to worry about it being like a monthly thing, because obviously monthly things add up. You can also find me over on Instagram, TikTok or Blue Sky. I am posting quite regularly over on TikTok, and you get to see more of my little boy, my lovely little man, my perfect sweet angel baby prince. Oh. I post him on the Discord quite often as well, so if you join the Patreon and get access to the Discord, you can also, if anyone ever like feels a bit down and wants to just ask for an out pic, I will happily provide you with pictures of my boy when I'm not making him run away from me. Maybe you just had an itch and you want to come back to mommy. You can come back to me. You want to stay. You want to be with me. You do. You do. That's my boy. That's my little man. You're so handsome. I wish you could see his face instead of mine, to be fair, when we do this. He's so pretty, guys. He's so handsome. He's so perfect. He's so... Oh! I just love him. Very, 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 very. My storage has gone again, right at the fucking end as well. So whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year. And we will see you again in a couple of days.